this very special series. Today I'm going to be discussing about essays, your statement of purpose or your SOPs. Most of us as MBA aspirants leave this part of the job to the very end, which is, let me tell you, a widely made mistake. We should not consider it any less important than any of the other steps in our MBA journey. And therefore, I am here today to talk to you guys about my approach and some useful tips in drafting these essays or SOPs and how to tell your story the right way. So stay tuned. So these are some of personally my approaches or tips to SOPs, and I hope they help you. First things first, understand the prompt. Okay, get in touch with the admission team, get in touch with the seniors, and try to see what is their interpretation of that question and what the college might be expecting of you. Okay, so it is extremely important for you as a student to be aware exactly of what it is that the college is expecting from a student. Okay, so do that homework, do that research, and make sure you understand exactly what the prompt is asking. That's the first thing. Okay, now when you're writing your SOP, you have to leave SOPs and essays very fancy words. It's a story. Okay, it is a story, and every time you write about yourself and you're writing the story, you have to think about how the reader is going to perceive it. You want to write a story that is fast paced, that covers the right amounts of things. It's not a hodgepodge also, but it's not too rich also. It's something that keeps the other person's attention, right? How are you going to do that? You're not going to do that by being able to talk about how you have 10 different qualities and not explaining to the reader why it is that you think you have these qualities. If you want to, let's say, talk about your leadership experience, and maybe you are someone who's empathetic and can lead people and can speak truth to power, give an incident when you actually spoke truth to power. Okay, don't just say I am a leader and I have X, Y, and Z qualities. Through an anecdote, through an instance, actually talk about it. So it's more important to talk about your qualities via an anecdote or an instance than it is to jot down 10,000 qualities that you have. And it is extremely important you keep these anecdotes ready and you jog your memory, ask your friends, ask your colleagues, ask your family to come up or to see which instance about you stayed with them as well. So you're taking the best anecdotes. It's like anecdotes are like your foot soldiers. You want to take the best foot soldiers and the best masterminds and strategists in a war, right? It's exactly like that. So take the best anecdotes to be a part of the story. Nobody likes a story that is not substantiated by any kind of evidence. Okay, how good an evidence you're giving, that is exactly what is going to get tested in your interview. So please do not make something look bigger than it is. You will get caught. Okay, give right instances, right chain of events, and accurate information. Be authentic. Okay, because you will get questioned on it in the interview and you don't want to fail over there, right? So that's that. And when you're writing your essay, it is also important to have it reviewed. Have it reviewed by people for asking, how is this anecdote looking? Is there a pattern? Are you able to establish a pattern? Are you able to understand what I'm trying to say? So get in touch with some families or some friends or some seniors from the college and get their opinion, right? It is important because the seniors are going to tell you what exactly the college is looking for. The family or your friends are going to be able to tell you, or your colleagues are going to be able to tell you what it is that you have to offer. So have it read by as many people as possible. Basic hygiene stuff is not to make any grammatical mistakes, and make sure that there is a pattern to your essay. Unless you're a fantastic writer who can make seemingly random events come together perfectly and very coherently. If you're a normal person like me, try to keep a pattern. Try to maybe start from your early days and say this is the value that the value base that we have built, and this is how I'm able to apply that in my professional life. Or you can flip the story and start from your current life and then go back you know, ferreting for. So I think the ideal schedule for an SOP would be anywhere from 1.5 months to 2 months. If you can give yourself 2 months, 2 months would be an ideal time to drafting your essay and writing your essay and things like that. I think that will really help you. It is important. Yes, it is important to start early, because the number of iterations you will go through, as many number of iterations you'll go through, your essay will just get better and better and better. Okay, so that's that. Of course, if you need help, you can always ask for help. I had taken help from Anshul at Faith so Careers, as I was mentioning before, and while I only took help from him for ISB, it really helped me draft my BITSoM essay independently. Okay, and I did take about 1.5 months for my BITSoM essay, right? What you can do is, see, if there are about, let's say, 3 essays, I will say that the first time of drafting those essays and thinking of those anecdotes, all of that will take you 2 hours, in some cases even 3. That's the first time where everything you have written and it just comes down like that, and you discuss it with yourself, and you see it on solid written somewhere. Every day before you go to bed and before your deadline comes, spend half an hour on that essay, on all of the essays. Take as many iterations of it as possible, and read it as many times as possible, because every time your mind will look at it, right, it will take out the redundant stuff. Your mind will itself be like, no, here I can do this, here I can put that. So it's very important. Okay, so make sure every day before your deadline, half an hour you're sitting, maybe even on the bed, right, and you're just reading it like a story, but you're doing it. It's an important exercise. I think you should do it. Okay, so what I would do differently if I had to do all over again is absolutely nothing. I did get in touch with the seniors in advance. I did write down all of my anecdotes. I did make multiple copies of it, multiple iterations of it. And it is that one part of my journey that I'm extremely proud of, because for BITSoM, I did it completely independently, and it turned out to be just perfect. So I genuinely wouldn't do anything differently if I had to do it all over again.